The alphabet is pronounced using either flat sounds or full sounds. So if a letter makes a flat sound, it will rhyme like the A in dad. It will make an A sound. If the letter is a full sound, then it will rhyme like the A in father, which means it will make an R sound. Yeah, so if it's a flat letter, it will make an A sound. If it's a full letter, it will make an R sound. Let's go through what I mean. So the alif makes an A sound like the A in dad. The next set is flat as well. So you have the ba, which has one dot underneath. You have the ta, which has two dots on top. There's no English equivalent, but it's like a soft T sound. Yeah, instead of ta, we say ta. And the th, which has three dots on top, is like the th sound when you're pronouncing the letter 3. Yeah. With this next set, you'll see what I mean by full sounds and flat sounds. So you have the jim, which makes a j sound. You have the ha, which doesn't really have an English equivalent. It's like a forceful H sound. It's not ha, because then you'll confuse it with another letter. It's ha. And finally, you have the letter kha, which has one dot on top. Notice how with the others, I've been pronouncing them like the A in dad. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha. But when I come to this letter, I don't say kha, I say kha, like the A in father. Yeah? So let's move that across. And with the kha, there's no English equivalent. It comes from the top of your throat, and it kind of makes a scratching sound. Yeah? Kha. With the next set, they're all flat. So you have the dal, which is like a soft D sound. So I guess it doesn't really have an English equivalent. And its pair, the dhal with the dot on top, is the same sound that we have in English when you're saying the, yeah? The cat, the dog. And it's a flat sound, the, the. Then the next two are like the elongated version. So these are little C's and these are stretched out C's. So you have the ra and the z. So the ra is like the r in running. We don't say re, we say ra. So we move this over to the full side. And the z is the same as the z in English. With the next set, we have the sin, which is like the S sound in English, sa. And the sheen, which is the sh sound in English. And with the next two, they have the tail. You have this raindrop shape with the tail, raindrop shape with the tail and the dot. So the first one is a sad, and the second one is a dod. So if we pronounce this sad with a flat sound, then it becomes sa, which is a different letter. We want sa. So you pronounce it with the A in father, which means we move it along. Yeah? If you say sa, then it becomes a sin. If you say sa, then it becomes the A in father. So let's highlight this as not having an English equivalent. This is the English equivalent because we don't really have a forceful S in English. And likewise with the dod, if we pronounce it in a flat way, it could get confused with this deh sound. We want a do sound, yeah, which is a much more forceful sound. So firstly, let's move this across to the full section. And let's highlight this as not having an English equivalent. The next two, we have the ta, and its body with the dot, the. If we pronounce the ta in a flat way, it becomes ta, which is why we need to pronounce it in the full way to make it ta, yeah? If it's ta, it's this letter. If it's ta, it's this letter. The same with the the. So if you pronounce the in a flat way, then it becomes the. If you want to pronounce this letter, you have to pronounce it in the full way, the, yeah? So first of all, let's move this over and let's peg these two as not having English equivalents, yeah? And it's very, very important that you're pronouncing flat letters in the flat way and full letters in the full way. Because if you say ta to mean this letter, it will be wrong because it will be understood as this. If you say da to mean this letter, it will be wrong because it will be understood as this, yeah? So you have to be very careful in keeping flat letters flat and full letters full. Let's carry on. With the next two, everyone finds them difficult because there's no English equivalents. So the first one is the ayn, which comes from the middle of the throat. Ah, yeah? So a is an alif, a is a ayn. A comes from the bottom of the throat, a comes from the middle, near where your Adam's apple is, yeah? So don't get these two sounds confused. A ah. Ain also doesn't have an English equivalent, yeah? You pronounce it from the top of your throat. So just like the kh, which seems like it's scratching the top of your throat, the gh is also pronounced from that same place, yeah? Let's move this over to the full side. You know, there's other ones where they look similar and they're both full, or they look similar and they're both flat. But with these two, one is flat and one is full, yeah? The next one, so fa is like the same as the F sound in English. The qaf, however, which is a loop that goes slightly under the line, 2 dots, the qaf does not have an English equivalent. It's kind of like the k sound in English, but you have to go much further back in your tongue. So where the back of your tongue and your tonsils meet, you close the gap there, qa, to make the sound, yeah? If you say ka, then you're confusing it with this letter kaf, and that's wrong. So this k sound is like the K in English, yeah? Cake. Same with the lam. It's the same as the l sound in English. So it looks like an alif, but then it goes slightly under the line with this tail, yeah? Kaf, lam. The meme is like the mah sound in English, and the noon is like the nah sound in English. So the kaf, lam, meme, noon, like the K, L, M, N in English, yeah? They're all flat. Ka, la, ma, na. And then we have the ha. So it's like a triangle shape with a wow inside. And this is the H sound that we have in English, ha, yeah? If you pronounce this ha, this forceful H sound, like this, it's wrong, yeah? This is ha, this is ha. They're both flat, but one is forceful and one isn't, yeah? Ha, ha. The next letter is a wow, like the same in English, wa. And the final letter is a ya, which is recognized with the 2 dots underneath, yeah? And there is one other letter, the hamza, which is pronounced like the alif, yeah? So don't get confused between the hamza, which makes an ah sound in English, and the ain, which makes an ah sound, yeah? And there's no English equivalent. So just like you keep flat letters flat and full letters full, you also keep easy letters easy and forceful letters strong, yeah? 2 other things to take note of. So I know I did say flat letters are always flat and full letters are always full, but there are 2 exceptions to this rule. One is the ra, which is always full, except when there's a kasra underneath it, then it becomes flat, yeah? Instead of saying re, we say ri, it's a flat sound. And then the second exception is the lam, which is always flat, except in Allah's name, the lam becomes full. But the exception to this exception is that when the name of Allah is preceded by a kasra, then the lam is pronounced in its flat way again.